Here we
Good
go.
evening and welcome to the one, the very only Marco Mendoza. Thank you ever so much from the bottom of our hearts for taking time to talk to us here at Metal Planet Music this evening.
Thank you, Gary. I love it, man. I appreciate your time too. Thank you.
Likewise, right back at you, bro.
Yes,
It's
sir.
an exciting time for you in terms of, you know, you've just completed a set of European and UK dates. The third single is imminent in about a week's time.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about the title track from the forthcoming album, New Direction.
What can I tell you? I mean, we could start from the beginning, and before 20 happened, this was something that began back in September of 19, to be honest. Soren, I was in the middle of my European and UK dates, actually, and I was finishing off. I was starting in Germany, I'm sorry, and I came from LA, and we did like 4 or 5 days of writing and the process, the whole thing. And Soren and I worked so fast. It's like the first song that came out within 30, 40 minutes was Take It to the Limit.
Yeah,
and,
the first single.
The first single, and we sent it to the label, and Michael said, I love it, like he did with Viva La Rock. It was the first song that came out of us getting together, and he said, I love it. That's the name of the album. Take It to the Limit. Boom, let's go. Great. So from then on, I think I don't know that New Direction was written there. I'm trying to remember, maybe bits and pieces, but we got together for like 4 or 5 days, and I think 85% of the songs were written. Then he left on tour. He's a busy cat, and so am I.
Sure, yeah.
And we left, and then we reconvened in December. And by the time we got together, we were all fried because we'd gone September, October, November. It was pretty intense. So we get together at the beginning of December, and we're looking at each other going, wow, this is a trip. And we finished the songs. This is where New Direction came from, and Shoot for the Stars. Because, everything about me, it's about being optimistic and being proactive and always being, I choose to live on the positive side of things, if you know, the positive side of the street.
Glass half full.
Yeah, exactly. I think all of us, we have a preconceived idea as human beings to focus on the negative. It's in our DNA. So for the past 34 years of sobriety, that's been my constant effort, man. Wake up in the morning and choose to live on the positive side. So let's just say we were coming off the tour, and there was some things going on in my personal life, and I just wanted to say, hey, life happens, man.
For sure.
Life happens, and we need to overcome all adversities. And when there's obstacles, there's there for a reason. We will learn something from it. So let's find a new direction of thinking, and and then you apply it to the global situation. This is before the pandemic. This is why it's such a trip. Why it's so relatable now. I mean, it's a trip. So that song came out of that, and originally, Take It to the Limit was going to be the title cut. The name of the album, the title cut. Thank you, brother. So that was going to be it, and we looked at each other in December. We got together for another 4 or 5 days, and we're like going, you know what? Let's just take a break. We're pushing it too hard.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. Let's reconvene in February. And I remember February 27th, we had scheduled the studio for another 4 or 5 days to finish writing, to record, to finish the whole thing. And so it never happened, right?
For sure. I mean, something got in the way, didn't it, of all of us?
And so long story short, it didn't happen until June of 21, which was last year.
Yeah.
So, which is why we chose to go in a different direction. Take It to the Limit had been used for all the dates and the touring and all that. And we were listening to the songs, and we felt that it was really relevant, right now as a community, as a society, global society, to think maybe we should start thinking about a new way of living and a new direction in it. And so that's where we went with that, man. And I love the song. It's a good song, period. I hate to.
You describe it as a gentler mid-tempo melodic track.
Yeah, yeah.
Less riffing than the first
yeah,
single. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like just, let's just think about what's going on today. Let's find a way to become better, and let's improve on the whole thing. New direction is maybe let's consider, instead of taking a left, let's take a right. Let's see what happens on this side of the street.
Yeah.
That's where it came from. And again, I listen to the songs, I listen to all the writing, and there's always, and there's no exception, bro. It's always a time where I say, oh man, we could have done this, we could have changed that and done this better. But the way we work, Soren and I appreciate it so much. It's very sincere. It just comes out, it pours out.
Yeah.
How it does, and then we leave it, and that's it. We live with it. It's a moment in time, So that you can go back and tweak and do this, yeah, we can, but we like to work like that.
Yeah.
So time is of the essence.
So in a sense, New Direction takes the reflection of Shoot for the Stars. I mean, there's a lot of career photos there in that lyric video. And
thank you. Yeah.
And you're pushing forward now and saying, actually, this is where we need to go on many levels. Very a multifaceted sort of approach to things. Yes,
we take it to the limit, live life to the fullest, shoot for the stars. Never never give yourself more credit than you do from time to time. You can shoot for the stars, and you can achieve anything. And I do believe this, you can achieve anything you shoot for. You just got to be dedicated and focused and go for it. Shoot for the stars, man.
Yeah.
And then find a new direction. So it's very positive, the album.
Yeah, I like the sort of course.
Yeah. And there's some other tracks that are really, really cool. But I'm really proud of the album, considering, the circumstances and we had to go here and do that and move this, and insane couple of years. Yes, Gary.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So finally, and we didn't know, label was was going through its own struggles and logistics with all the other artists and all that. It's been a crazy year. It's not back to normal, and I don't think it's ever going to come back to normal, if you ask me, but
no.
I hope it does. But it'll get as close as can be, and we have to adjust. We have to find a new direction.
I think we do. Yeah, that's how we feel about things. It's we kind of got to put a door on pre-lockdown and open up the new one and say, okay, let's learn together and work on this for the overall positive. Live music, young bands coming through that are nurtured by established artists like yourself.
I always try to make an effort, and it works for a lot of reasons, but I think it's a way of giving back, because every time I come to the UK, I'm blown away at the talent, man. Young cats coming up, and I mean, I'm blown away. And then I start thinking to myself, what a shame they don't have a vehicle there's no gigs for them, because nobody will open the doors, support them, because most of the venues, let's face it, it's a business, so they gotta. Which is why you get the tribute bands working a lot, because that's guaranteed money, which is fine. We're not going to talk about that.
No, they have their place.
But the new bands that are coming up, that are writing, the new generation of the killer bands that are coming up, if they're not given half a chance, they're not going to get there. So what I found in my formula of coming to the UK is, I look around in my circle of friends and see what's going on. Last time we took Bad Actress, because
what a great bunch, great guys. Yeah.
And what really impressed me, we did one show in Scotland at the Dreadnought, I believe, at the end of November last year. And what I love, Gary, and I'm being honest, because it reminded me of me when I started.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids were great, and they're working, and they're dedicated, and there's three brothers, and then the father and the mom's there doing the merch, and
Yeah.
I went, these guys are going to accomplish something because they have the support system. You know, and I'm not, you know, not to mention the talent. They're very talented, and they're working constantly, you know. So I told Mark, I said, why don't we take the boys out, man? And my only condition is they supply the backline.
Yeah.
Which makes it easy.
The
Helps for
logistics.
me.
Yeah.
Exactly. It makes it easier for me to come from the US and have a band supporting that will give them an opportunity to show, you know, their talents and show who they are. And it's a win-win combination. And I feel like I'm doing something, I'm returning something.
Absolutely. And that was definitely an overriding feel of the gig I had the honor of reviewing the Patriot.
Yeah, and it looks like we're gonna do it again.
Sweet as.
Why not, man? I mean, one of these days I'll be calling them so I could support them. You know, it's hey.
Yeah, shoot for the stars.
Shoot for the stars, brother. So yeah, it's one of those things. I love coming to the UK. We're actually talking about booking some dates here soon, announcing the dates. The dates are being booked as we speak.
That's awesome.
But back to the album. You know, everything about the album, and I listen to it from time to time. I'm not a big fan of it because I'm always dissecting and changing. Oh, we could have done this here, we could have done that. It's like when you're writing a book, right? You always have an opportunity to go back and rewrite it and change it and make it better, tweak it, whatever. But I've been listening to it because I've been going through a lot of adversity as well here, touring now under these conditions. And it's not going to stop me, man. I got to listen to my music and I go, you know, this is what you were singing about. Listen to your own lyrics. You got to shoot for the stars. You got to take it to the limit, new direction, live to the fullest, do everything you can. At the end of the day, you know that you did everything possible to achieve whatever your goals are, you know. So I'm excited, man. I'm hoping the fans out there receive it as well as I'm very proud of the album. I'm very proud of working with Soren and the whole thing about it. Yeah, my whole solo career has been about obstacles and adversities and obstacles and overcoming these things. And I have a lot of my peers, my colleagues saying, Marco, why are you doing this? You don't have to do this, man. You're very well known. You have a profile. Because I can't just sit and wait for the next big project. There's a few cooking right now, but for me, it's almost like I have to do this, Gary.
Yeah,
I'm addicted to it. I love it. It's and it comes with a lot of challenges, but
for sure,
that's who I am.
Yeah,
you know?
And it shines through in bucket loads. And we go back to the gig the last time we met you, and it's not just a concert. It's not just a set. It's I don't know. It's a free flowing experience.
It's a Patriot, yeah.
Yeah. And
I love that. I love that venue. I love what they did with it.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
Ange and Dean, the guys there.
Yeah.
They're nailing it with that venue. But you took us from a journey from, and I think I wrote something along the lines of from the top of the mountain peak to the point where the river meets the ocean, and all the motions in between.
Beautiful.
And that's power to me. That's powerful stuff. That music can do that to someone there, and you feel in that moment.
Yeah, you can, and this is without getting really too deep, but I really believe music speaks to us as human beings in a very deep way. A lot of us don't understand. We just feel it, we recognize it, and we enjoy it, and we want more. But if we were to break it down, it's almost a necessary thing. We need to have it. Can you imagine a world without live music? I can't.
No,
and when it happened, when the pandemic happened, I think it woke everybody up and go, wow, what if this was our lives today? This is what we would do, lockdown. Yeah. And so I think a lot of the fans out there and a lot of my friends all over the planet are waking up and saying, hey, we need to support this. This is part of we want this to be part of our lives again. And so, yeah, as far as the show is concerned, I learned a long time ago, Gary, about the that invisible wall between the stage and the audience. There's a wall there that if you know how to do it, you can break that wall and become one.
Yeah, it becomes that sort of almost like I don't know, transient sort of as a symbiotic relationship.
Symbiotic,
Yeah.
perfect, because it's a give and take energy, and so some of the artists that comes out and they're not familiar with that, you just shoot little reminders. They say, hey guys, we love to be appreciated, and we appreciate you, and we want you to be part of the show.
Yeah.
I keep reminding everybody, listen, you are the party. We are just here enabling the party, because I mean it. You're the party, man. You come out to party, have a good time. Let loose, let yourself go for a couple hours, enjoy yourselves, And then before you know it, they're singing along and they're dancing, and we're just having a good. I come out to the audience. I always try to do that whenever possible. And I just did a festival where a huge festival in Sofia. Well, there was barricades, and it was so unusual for me because there's thousands of people.
Yeah.
And I got off the stage and I didn't scout it, and I'm going, oh my gosh, I got to get out there. And there was barricades these high, the high ones. But I stood on that, and we became one, and it was very, very cool. We got invited back next year, so
that's sweet.
Yeah, it's become it's become part of what I like to do when I'm doing a show. When I'm playing live.
Yeah. And you seem equally comfortable in the band or your solo project live, be it on whatever size stage, whatever size crowd. There's you generate that connection, and there aren't that many artists that have that strong connection with their audience.
Yeah,
as strong as yourself.
Yeah, I've learned, and I've been listening to music forever, as far as I can remember. My mom used to listen to music, and my father, 2, 3, 4 years old. So it's in my DNA to understand how to appreciate music. But I still, after having the great opportunities and the honor of being, participating with David Coverdale, with Whitesnake, with Thin Lizzy and Ted Nugent, and down the list, recently with Journey. Bro, it's a privilege to do music.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to forget that. It's a gift. Nothing is owed to me. I don't expect anything. I go out there and I do my thing. My solo thing is a new adventure for me, if you will. So I'm like breaking, learning new roads and finding new formulas to make things work. And it's working in the long run. I mean, I get beat up along the way, don't get me wrong. Psychologically, spiritually, you get broken, and physically you get fatigued and all that. But a little bit of rest, I wake up and I start talking about my album. I'm here talking to you about my album.
Yeah.
How beautiful is that? And then I wake up again. I just wake up again. And I really think this is something that I have kind of put on the back burner for too many years.
Yeah.
Because I've been busy too. But now I'm getting, the rewards are different. For me, they mean a lot more. There's more sentiment there,
You can't, and it's, I guess it's the sort of thing you can't put a dollar or a pound sign upon.
Don't get me wrong. I want it to be as successful as it can be, and possibly, with it come the financial fruits as well. But no, man, if I were in the business, if I gotten into the business to be rich and, financially, I would have, I don't know, I study something else, It's music, and I like to say this too, and I mean it. Music sometimes is its own reward.
Yeah.
If you understand that phrase.
Totally.
Just appreciate the opportunity and the privilege of being a musician. and you know, supporting your family and living off of it. And it's like, wow, it's a gift. So I try not to lose perspective with that. And in my writing, I try to focus and share those sentiments and all that. But I got to give a lot of credits to Soren Anderson, a lot
Yeah.
of credit to him, because he's amazing. Him and I work so well.
It would
I
be
also have to
exciting.
mention,
Sorry.
Go ahead, Ken.
I was just to say, I mean, sorry to interject. It
It's
would
okay.
be exciting to see Soren Anderson come over from the States with you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, he's in Copenhagen. Soren's in Denmark. He lives in
Oh,
Denmark.
right.
But
Sorry.
we've talked about it, and I see it happening in the future. I don't know when or how.
Yeah.
Especially on the bigger stage, which is where I want to have them. You know, I would like to have. My dream is to have a 4 or a 5 piece.
Wow.
We're working on it. There's a
Yeah.
couple of things working for next year that possibly will happen, and we're talking bigger scale, and it looks good right now. So we're planning. I don't want to jinx it.
No,
but,
no, quite.
But so that's what it is. You know, I also have to mention my buddy, my friend, and my partner, Tommy Gentry, who played,
Yes.
who killed it, man. He came over and just killed it. He says, "I really would love to play." I said, "Come on, let's do it." And he brought so much to the table, and I really appreciate him, and a lot of respect for that cat.
Yeah.
And he is beyond comprehension how talented he is. There's a lot of facets to him that people don't know, and I got to see some of it. He's a talented cat, man.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it was great to see him alongside you with Carl Hughes on drums.
Yes.
On your last UK dates.
That's another cat, Kyle, right? Wow.
Yeah, and you see a different side to them, because we know Tommy through Gun and that rock scene, but to see him play the blues, a bit of jazz, some funk fusion, it's like, oh wow, you know, it's a privilege to see that expansion.
Yes. And that's one thing that I try to do with my solo stuff, is to try and cover a little bit of it, you know. And you got to be tactful. You got to pick and choose the right venues. And I got to say, man, that venue is perfect. The Patriot is, because the fans, first of all, they love the venue. I can tell. They love coming there. They're already celebrating, and you're part of the celebration. So what better than to say, "Hey, you guys know me from this and that, but let me show you a little bit of the other side." It's perfect. And they're having me back. So, you know,
That's sweet as.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you can slip something, you know, you've got a bit of Stevie Wonder coming in, and then wallop, you totally throw in that swerve ball and chuck in a bit of Duke Ellington. And everyone.
Billie Holiday.
Yeah, and the fingers are clicking, and you just think, we're just getting with the groove here, you know?
I bet, you know, good music is good music, period. It's
absolutely.
It's what we started labeling things and separating things and all that. And it's unfortunate, but I come from a long line of playing all kinds of genres and being a session guy of sorts in LA. I got to participate in a vast variety of styles, and so I learned and I appreciate it. I learned how to appreciate it. So, yeah, man, it's been a great ride, Gary. I can't tell you how grateful I am.
You look back on those 3 decades plus, and the journey you've come through, the trials and tribulations on and off stage, and here you are today on the cusp of the next solo album.
Yes, amazing. And honestly, and I say this and I mean it 100%, it's gonna get better. It is. I see it. I'm projecting in the next 2, 3, 4 years. It's just on the uphill right now. It's just moving. As long as we don't get another shutdown, it's going to keep moving. And I'm really excited for the fans to hear my new music and see where we can take it, you know. But also folks like you guys, I always have to say thanks, because you guys keep us out there in the forefront, and you keep us connected to the audience and the fans. And thank you so much, Gary. I appreciate it.
For the appreciation. Yes. But at the end of the day, we do this for the love. We're fans.
Yes.
You know,
And so am I. So am I. Still.
exactly that. And that's what the humbleness in you comes through in absolute waves. That
Cool.
we're all, I don't know, I guess we're at one with another through the music.
Yes. Yeah. We work as a team. We're a family. We all support. We're all support. At the end of the day, we're all supporting live music and what's happening on the scene. And like I said, again, we need to support the up and coming kids, man, coming up. Some of them are blowing me away. I'm like, wow.
I can sit here till midnight listing young bands
Yes.
for you to go and explore. I mean, we've got
Yeah.
friends from Devon, North Wales. We've connected with young bands from Manchester, the North,
Yeah.
and it's just absolutely amazing the depth and breadth.
Yes. Yeah.
Talent. Excuse me.
Very much so. Yeah. So it's cool. I'm in the process of doing something where it's going to be the next level, and it's going to be. I have an idea of going out, and I'm going to say it as going out as Viva La Rock, you know, or
Nice.
Casa Mendoza Viva La Rock, featuring so and so and so and so and so, and selling it to the venues, a package,
Yeah.
and making sure that some of these new bands participate, you know, and do the you know, trade, bring the next time I do a run, and including Europe too. So we're in the process of doing that. Hopefully it'll work. But I can always dream. I can always shoot for the stars, bro.
Absolutely. I was having a guy who I used to work with in a social club back home a long time ago said, Garrett, if you don't aim for the stars, you'll never get through the ceiling. And that's kind of, there's a resonance in the.
It's a very simple sentiment, but it applies daily. It applies on an hourly basis, sometimes minute to minute. You know, you could tell yourself, you know, I don't feel like you got to do it, man. You got to achieve. You know, just go for it. What's the worst that could happen? It doesn't happen. You fail, and then you learn your lesson, and you try it again.
Yeah.
You do it better.
Exactly that. Exactly that. Marco,
Yeah.
our time
Yes,
is
sir.
coming to an end. It's
Yes.
been an absolute pleasure and privilege to chat to you as always.
Guys. Thank you so much,
for your time. Best wishes for the forthcoming dates. And we look forward to New Direction single hitting us August the 5th, and then the same titled album mid-September 16th.
September 16th. That's it.
Happy days. You take care, bro.
See you soon. See you at a show soon. Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Cheers, Marco.
Take care. Take care, James. Bye.
Bye.
Adios. Bye.